Have Bujins for you today. You heard me say that correctly. We also have Generaider, bosses of good stuff, Orcust, and some more of your meta. The Promethean Princess deck box is still up. We have the regular edition with no field center up right now. I will leave a link down below so you can grab yours today. And remember, this little Ponix is the most adorable thing in the whole wide world. So cute. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more awesome content. When was the last time that we have had the chance to see Bujins of all things out here actually getting the chance to do something? Because, you know, for the most part, I mean, the deck was always, you know, Yamato Turbo, all right? Like, Yamato, Kaiser Coliseum, soft lock your opponent, but that's not what this deck is doing here. You're kind of setting up some very good devastating trap cards for your opponent. You're playing Storming Mirror Force out here. And then we have triple of the Toifune. Now, I guarantee you, so many people forgot that this thing is a tribute this card special summon 2 Bujin monsters of 2 different types. So you can get, you know, to one of the Beast Warriors and then one of the Sub Beast. And then when you exceed summon a Bujin monster while it's in your graveyard and you equip it, any battle or any monster destroyed by that equipped monster becomes banished. Toifune has to be the thing that you're gonna have to rely on in order to get this deck going. The downside to all of this is unfortunately all of these little guys are bricks. They don't really do much to help out the deck, which is kind of unfortunate at the end of the day. You know, like, it feels like these could be useful. And we're also only playing 1 copy of the Bujin Carnation. It's just, unfortunately, this is a deck from like 2012, 2013, whatever era it's from, and it's not going to have the same feel that it does. But you're still going to be able to use, I mean, Susanoo's still a broken card for a free board clear. And, of course, Ashima down here being one of those, it's a free, or a 3-link monster for this deck to get the chance to do its thing. I'm genuinely impressed that of all things out here, Bujins got the chance to actually do well. Amazing. Next up here, we have the Generaider, boss of field spells. And, you know, I like the fact that we're only playing 1 Runic Fountain in this deck because, once again, I mean, most of the time you're gonna want to be on boss stage. You know, boss stage is the deck. You know, it's the ability to beam out that monster during your opponent's turn, the setting up the free tokens, which gives you all of the little sub-free negates that you want to see out here. And then to top things off, I mean, Lopter. It's all about Lopter. Lopter. Also, the free attack boost is always going to be pretty free and welcome from this to kind of assist you in doing your thing. And let's call it what it is here. You know, World Legacy Monstrosity is always going to be the thing that makes this deck feel a little bit more unfair, in my personal opinion. You know, you're bringing out 2 level 9s for free, and your opponent's just going to look at this and go, what? And remember, Sleipnir's the thing that bridges all of this lore together. You know, Sleipnir goes ahead and brings out your free level 9. Now your opponent's staring at this going, huh, well, now I've got to deal with some other little things here. And then, I mean, that's where you can see the Utopic Draco stuff. The double hand rip Enter Blafnir. Honestly, I think the double Enter Blafnir hand rip into the Utopic Future is really dirty, but it's one example of what this deck is actually capable of doing out here. And you know what? Who cares? We can just add this back, all right? Mission accomplished. Gary, go get back our field spell. Thanks, man. I greatly appreciate you getting me that free little plus. But if you want something that still feels very good with Runic, it's not towards the buy-steal sector out here, this is always going to be one of the more consistent builds that you can see actually do well. Next up here, how many people out here are going to keep using this draw package of the Runic stuff with this? Because this is like the 3rd build that I have seen come across my desk, and people are like, hey, you know, you should try out the Mech Knight stuff with the Orcust stuff, Robbie. It's really good. Well, you know why it's good? It's because Branded Regained right here says, hey, you can go ahead and get some free advantage going back for this deck. All right, you want to go ahead and tuck back some of that free stuff? Sure. Let's go ahead. Let's regain back so we can get a free draw, free recycle. It's pretty strong. Also, 41 cards, by the way. I don't personally think that 41 is a terrible number for this deck. I think when you look at how you could probably make the deck a little bit more consistent, looking at this, I don't think I'd cut anything. Like, maybe the dispelling might feel a little bit out of place here, but like, I think it's fine. Also, this build's playing 1 Orchestrator Return. One of the other builds that we did see a little bit earlier, we did see 2, but I'm a little bit hit or miss on this, honestly, because 1 on a card that's restricted to once per turn in a deck like this, it can help you, but that also would mean that I would have to be able to see this or want to see this, you know, in future turns. And I don't really feel like that's really worth it at the end of the day here. So overall, we're still doing Orcust plays, which is actually very, very nice. I'm very happy to see that, you know, how many people are so dedicated to wanting to see this deck be successful. Like, it's actually kind of crazy to me how much love, you know, this deck actually has going for it. So good stuff, community, for keeping this deck going. Next up here, we have a pile of Centurion cards for you. Now, I do want to say that we're not doing the Horus stuff in here, actually. It's actually kind of crazy to me, because I swear the Horus package is just free real estate for this deck. You know, you can discard some of the terrible cards that you've bulked up a little bit in some of your opening hands, and you can turn them on into some other stuff. But instead, we've opted... We're a lot more hand trap heavy in this build. It's why you're actually seeing things like the Bystials kind of coming in here and assisting you. You know, 3 Durosworm, 1 Magna. Also, it's got what it is. They're free level 6s. Alright, so you can have access to the Baron, and you can have access to Yield Chaos Angel out here. So you can put that pressure on your opponent and have your opponent go, what's going on here? Where's all this aggression? Well, it's because these little guys here also, you know, being able to link out with this or synchro out with this card, and then, you know, go ahead and laugh at your opponent as you go ahead and you trigger it, and your opponent's like, great. I also see this build is on triple super poly, so, you know, we're still kind of relying on the same little board breaker powers that we've been relying on out here. You know, the chance to make sure that, hey, you know, we can make, you know, one of the many effusions kind of assist us. I kind of have a feeling we might see this guy drop out. We'll have to wait and see. It might rotate on into something else, but for the very early stages here, we're doing good. Also, please observe the deck lockdown here. Neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them, and the monsters cannot be special summoned from the main deck. I love that extra line of text on this. That ensures that, you know, your opponent's not going to be able to get any real BS going on you. Also, you know how many people don't actually like deck lockdown? It's crazy. Free little win con. All right, and our last list for today, we have more heroes. Now this is kind of cute. We're main decking. I mean, is this what's happened now? The floodgates are limited to 1. People are just shoving them in the main deck, and they're like, well, you know, it's okay suddenly because it's a 1-up. You know, if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. Okay, I do see that we're playing 1 Destructive Daruma Cannon in here as well. This is fine because we are side decking a copy of Thrust, so we should be able to access this anyway. We are actually playing 1 Crosskeeper. That's something that I don't really see all that much showing up out here, but okay, main deck, rest of this looks incredibly fine. Of course, most of these builds, once again, we're sticking to the droplet. You need to be able to see that board breaker-esque card to assist you in doing your thing. And we're main decking triple talents as well. Man, this duelist did not want their opponent to have the chance to have any fun. Now, interestingly enough, we're side decking 1 Lancia, which I guess based on your locals format can man. We have triple Book of Eclipse to answer really anything that might be coming up more devastating towards this deck. And then, of course, a copy of Change of Heart to, you know, jack off of the thrust if we really need to. And of course, triple cosmic cyclone. Okay, I see you. This is interesting, I will say the least. So that is all that we have for today. Very, very interesting things. If you guys have had or seen anything successful out here, please feel free to reach out on social media and send it on over. I'd love the chance to see it. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.